A good mystery is hard to resist, and I'm going to take a look at 5 of the best. Let me know your thoughts on the possible truth behind some of these unsolved mysteries.
Number 5.
Over the last decade, a phenomenon known as sky trumpets have been reported from locations throughout the world. Loud brass trumpet-like sounds, apparently originating from the sky, scare and stun unexpected listeners. Somewhat worryingly, according to Christian law, the 7 trumpets of heaven are supposed to signal the start of the apocalypse. No one has been able to conclusively determine the cause of these sky trumpets, although some theories point towards earthquakes, lightning, and natural radio emissions from the Earth.
Number 4.
In 1979, a 5-man fishing expedition left Hawaii aboard a boat called the Sarah Joe. The weather unexpectedly turned on them and they were taken by the storm. Despite search and rescue attempts, no trace of them was ever found and they were presumed dead. 10 years later, a wildlife expedition took place in the Marshall Islands. It was run by the same man who ran the Sarah Joe search and rescue operation. On a deserted atoll, he spotted the wreckage of a boat and nearby a shallow grave. The human remains of a single person were later identified as belonging to one of the fishermen. So, mystery solved? Well, not quite. It would have taken around 3 months for the wreckage to drift to that location. However, 4 years after the storm, a detailed government survey of the atoll was conducted. No wreckage was there at that time. No one knows why the boat took so long to get to its final resting place, who dug the grave, or where the rest of the crew went.
Number 3.
There used to be an isolated lighthouse on a largely uninhabited island off Scotland. The only inhabitants were the 3 lighthouse keepers. Towards the end of 1900, the monthly supply ship arrived, but no one came to greet it. The captain and some crew went to investigate and discovered that the lighthouse was empty. It looked like the lighthouse keepers had left in a hurry. 2 of the 3 waterproof jackets were missing and the kitchen looked like it had been evacuated. When the lighthouse diary was found, its contents were harrowing. It described how one of the men refused to speak while the other cried for hours. The pain and fear seemed to have stemmed from what was described in the diary as a powerful storm looming in the distance. However, these were lighthouse men sitting in a strong lighthouse 150 feet above sea level. Why would they be so scared? The diary goes on to talk about how they all sat close together and prayed for the storm to be over. The final log states that the storm has passed, the skies are calm, God is all over. No one knows what they meant by that, and the men were never found. But that's not all. The powerful storm described in the diary, it didn't happen. The weather in that area was clear for the entirety of the week.
Number 2.
In 1971, a man who identified himself as Dan Cooper boarded a flight of 36 passengers. Once the plane was in the air, he lit a cigarette and ordered a bourbon. He then passed a note to an air hostess which read, "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. I want you to sit beside me." He got her to tell the captain that he would set it off if he was not given $200,000 and 4 parachutes. When the plane landed, the man's demands were met. The passengers were let off the plane, but he retained some of the crew. The plane then took off again. The man gave each crew member $2,000 and jumped out of the back of the plane with 21 pounds of $20 bills strapped to him. Neither the man nor the money have ever been seen since.
Number 1.
A human foot was found washed up on a Canadian shore in 2007. Some believed that a killer was on the loose. Days later, a second foot was washed up. Nothing else, just the foot. As of February 2016, 16 human feet have washed up in the area, belonging to men, women and children. Although some of the feet have been identified through DNA, many have not, and no one knows why they keep coming. One theory circulates around the idea of suicides off a local bridge, while another suggests that they may have been from the Asian tsunami of 2004. But no one has provided conclusive proof about the origin of the feet. Let me know in the comments below if you think you could solve any of these mysteries. And if you liked what you saw, then feel free to subscribe to see more of the same in the future. See you next time.